Coffee is really messing up my ascension, and I've been called to quit coffee so many times, as understanding it's addictive for me, and it's not working with my ascension, with my kundalini. So I'm really being called to drink tea, even though I'm missing the coffee. And of course, doing the best we can to shapeshift. Now, so we're living in the 5D. And these are questions we need to ask ourselves going forward. Are you still in a place where you're constantly feeding, feeling the need to feed to feel full? Because we still need to shift. We're still not quite at the right space we want to be, right? This is about creating stability. So we need to feed. We're not feeding as much. This is about healing the earth, and we're overtaking. So we're going to feed less and sustain more. This is connected to the Taurus and the shape that we are working on creating with. So now this has to do with, as we live in the light, seeing that we're free. This is the hack. This is the hack of the mind that we're working with, that we've been working on clearing. We've been doing all this work, detoxifying air, working with the element of air, the sun. And that's why the energy of New Earth is Aquarius, because we have the sun working with the mother and the mother working with the sun. We have water and air working together. And this is the powerhouse that is needed for the purification process in order to build to get us to where we're going. So we're free, but they don't want us to see that. We needed to see that, and we needed to see that through healing and restoring all pieces of ourselves and becoming one. And that's why you have to be careful with all this information that's coming out there, because you don't know where this information that's coming from, what level that soul is at with them becoming one with the all. They may be at a different level than you, so make sure it resonates with you. But when a message is for you, when something is for you, it resonates with your being differently. So we are free. They don't want us to see that, so we're going to live in the light. We're going to live in the light, and we're not going to be afraid to do so. And that means, like, we're not going to be afraid to look at it. We're not going to be afraid to feel it. We're not going to be afraid to shift it. We're not going to be able to transmute it, but we're going to know how. We have experience. We've been doing much training to get to this point. We've already been doing much ascension work to get to this point. So what is 5D living? What does it mean? It's illuminating the shadow. It's nutrition. All right, that's very important. And this is connected to the Taurus, the sustainability of light, being able to generate and work with energy. And this is at a whole different level. So we're able to balance through the center with the center and expand. And I'm going to say that again. Being able to balance through the center with the center and expand. This is also being able to purify through detoxification. And it is connected to the lotus and the pattern of the lotus. And we know that we're in the completion of the pattern of the lotus. And guys, this is, our team is where we're at. And then, there'll be another team to follow. And then there was another team that went before us. And we're all connected. So what is it like to be free? What is it like to live in the light? We're no longer forcing ourselves. We've healed with force. Son and Father have made up. Action and mind, action and thoughts have made up. This is where we heal with our thoughts, we heal with our actions, and we heal with our emotions in order to heal our ambition and ground it here. So we're going to work with our mind, our thoughts. We're going to work with our force, our energy. We're going to work with our emotions, the energy in motion, and we're going to ground it with our ambitions. We're going to even feel ambitious again. And this has to do with living life in harmony with time. This is healing with time. This is why we were collapsing time. And many of us were are working with the death templates, but we're graduating, guys. We're graduating. So received this message and did these 3 readings. Well, the 3 parts to the message, the reading. And I was called to go and have a shower yesterday. I was feeling very low vibe, very sick, very tired, seeing a lot of my negative, ready to heal, but I saw it at a different space. I wasn't so low vibe. I just didn't want to deal with it. I was higher vibe. I could feel it. I was called to go to the shower. So I went to the shower. And I just cried. I just cried. It was like, but a very deep cry from a very instinctual part of my being, very raw, very deep from the center. And I let it all out. And as I let it all out, there was my shadow right in front of my face. I opened my eyes and my shadow was there. And I could feel it. And I started hugging my shadow in the shower. I started hugging my shadow. I hugged my shadow and I could feel it. It felt dense. But it didn't feel yucky. There was no yuckiness. It just felt dense, and I started hugging my shadow. And I hugged the fear, and I hugged the pain. And I hugged the disowned pieces of myself, and I hugged them, and I said, it's gonna be okay. I'm here, I love you. I went back within myself. And I felt my authentic being. And I dropped down to the ground on the shower, and I just felt all of my negativity go down the drain. All of that toxicity, all of everything. And I've heard of that before, but it's never happened to me to that degree. But I felt it. I didn't even see it. I felt it, and I saw the vision of it all swirling down the drain. And then when it was over, I felt so light. And I came to, and I was holding my light body. There was my light body. I met my light body. I saw my light body, and it was there, but it was almost like it needed me to pick it up. It wasn't this powerful lighthouse being that was ready to rip and roar. It was down there on the bottom of the bathtub, and it was like almost in shock. And I just picked up my light body and I held it. And I didn't even really have to pick it up because it was attached to me, but I wanted to hold it. I wanted it to be closer to me, so I was holding my light body, and I was like, it's okay, it's okay. I remember like thinking, like, this light body looks like a baby light body. It was very, like, my mind was trying to wrap around what was happening. Because I had always once glorified this big badass, our light being. And it wasn't that yet. Or I didn't see that it was that. This was the experience, okay, guys? And I'm sharing with you the experience. And I hugged my light body. And in meeting, the meeting was healing. It was all healing. It was so healing. And then, of course, the vision came to an end. It all came to an end, and I stood up. And I was happy. I felt in tune. I felt authenticity. I felt there was no friction. I was just walking around in bliss. And of course, as the day went on and outside energies got inside my bubble, it became less and less blissful. And I wish I wouldn't have switched gears as fast, and I would have held on to that moment in time. But I was feeling so good, so I wanted to dance, and I wanted to do this and wanted to do that. But it's like I did so much. I don't want to say I ruined the moment, because I believe everything in life is naturally unfolding, but you know, guys, let your moments last like that. You know, don't be so fast to switch gears and get back into impulses. Stay in the moment, okay? So what had happened when, you know, I was hugging my fear and I was hugging my shadow communicated with me. It was acting out because it wanted to be seen, and it wanted love to be proved to it. So it was like doing everything bad, what you would call bad. I use those terms very loosely because that's perception. We're healing with the mind. Was acting out in a negative way to be seen and for love to be proven to it. And of course, that's divine love, unconditional love. Doesn't matter how much you act out, I'm still gonna love you. I'm still gonna see you. I'm gonna see you for what you are, and I'm gonna love you. And that's not what's happened in this world. It's been conditional. And that's what we came here to shift and change on mission work. It's unconditional love we're creating from the divine with the creator in order to heal, mend, and repair this world with life. And it's beautiful, and it's a gift. It really is a gift. And I know it doesn't feel like it every day, but it's a gift. And it's like when you get to these spaces and places, this is what feeds you. This is what sustains you. And you don't need to go in the fridge and, you know, make a snack. And yes, we need to feed ourselves. It's honoring this. We need to feed ourselves. We need to have our snack. We need energy. But when we're feeling lower vibe, or we're bored, or we're in the negative, and we want to, you know, we want to stimulate ourselves into something else, that's where we go and feed from a place that's it's that insatiable hunger that is not going to be full. It's when we are working with our light in order to say, yeah, look, this experience, okay, I surrendered, I went without, I did all this stuff, but then I had this massive healing experience, and that's gonna fill my cup, and it's gonna sustain me till the, you know, the next place that I'm going to, and honoring that sustainment. What does that mean? Now, so our shadows are calling out to be loved and needing proof that love is real. So at that moment in time, I saw my ego for what it was. I felt it at another level. And as I hugged my shadow, I felt all my shit go down the drain. I was healing again. I felt authentic self. Met my light body. I held it and I communicated love, and everything was going to be okay. It looked like it had been through a lot. Galactic healer. And that's the message. And we got the message of galactic healer. And these messages are connected.